What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading and also got a little traveling in this weekend. Stayed in the country for a change, and I decided to go and surprise my parents. So took a trip out to the West Coast, hung out with my parents for a little while, hung out with some other family members, and was just an overall good weekend. So hope y'all had a good weekend as well. I did remember that I did not do a recap for Friday's trades, so I said let me go ahead, let me sit down and get that done, and then I'm gonna go ahead and look at the overall market, see if there's some opportunities for some swing trades. And because I trade futures now, I actually have the ES pulled up, so let's go ahead, let's jump right on into this recap. But before we do that, look at the ES, y'all. The market is moving. The market is moving. This is where the market closed Friday. It closed right there Friday. Or, I'm sorry, it closed here Friday. That was Thursday. Closed here Friday, and it is continuing on from where it closed at. Made this good move in the afternoon. I do believe I caught some of that. But yeah, we're coming up to this little area right here on the hourly chart. So this should get interesting for Monday. Probably going to continue to maybe push up in here like we did over here, and possibly reject. So I might look to take some futures trades a little later on. But let me switch this on over to my 3 charts. And I'm all the way off schedule. Let's do that first. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we did on Friday. That way I would have known the date. I would have known that Friday was March 24th. We took 8 trades Friday. Closed P&L 198. That was on 7 green trades and 1 decent sized red trade on Meta. Considering that that was 1 contract. Lost $61. Usually I'm liking to lose $10 to $25. I held that thing for 2 hours and 25 minutes. I got in it pretty much right as the market was open, 8 minutes into market open, and took a pretty big hit on that one. Traded the SPY, made $200 on that bad boy in 7 minutes. Sized up though. Look at that. I took 5, got to divide that by 2, took 5 contracts, and that ended up helping us out, because look at it, we would have been fairly flat on the day. So let's go ahead, let's get back over there to Thinkorswim, and I need to change these to 1 day 1 minute charts. 1 day 1 minutes. And I am just going to review. Let's keep this fairly simple. I'm going to review this Meta trade. So let's go ahead. Let's pull Meta up. And I already had marked the charts when I was at the airport, and I was going to do this recap on Saturday, but I didn't get it done. But I at least marked the charts, because like always said, the day after you will not be able to see the entries and the exits. So yeah, they're marked. Let's take a peek and just see if I can somewhat see what my thought process was on this one. This was a call on Meta. Pre-market, I had drawn these channels. So Meta had been trading in this lower hourly channel. Market opens, it kind of pushes out of that, pulls back. I get in right here. I'm shaking my head. Y'all probably see it. When this popped and came back down and pushed back up, I should have been getting out right there. I should have been getting out right there because this initial move didn't break the high. And this move here didn't break that high. Move is dead. Any thoughts of this thing going higher is over. And I just stayed in it, being stubborn. If you look, I didn't extend this. Let's extend it right now. It came all the way down. Now it's testing and bouncing. I get out as it comes back up, and I basically just get out for the loss. When this thing didn't push back over this, again, it's making a move trying to recover. When this move didn't break over that move, nah, we're done. Stick a fork in it. And you see what it does. It just chops around the rest of the day. Yeah, ugly. So that was a donation. I should have got out here, or I should have just took whatever the loss was going to be when this didn't push higher. So that was meta. Let's look at AMD. We took a couple of trades on AMD. Let's try that one first. Let's see if there's a contract there. And actually, yeah, nope. So not that one. Let's try this one. There we go. Make sure these line up. Yep, they line up. Bucking the system is what this is called. If you notice, yep, this is called bucking the system. Let's look at AMD. AMD pre-market. I have two channels to the downside. AMD is in a down trend. You see, I just loaded a call. I loaded a $99 call that was expiring that day. So market opens, does what it's supposed to do, pushes on down, comes up, breaks VWAP. I get in right there. I get in right as it's breaking VWAP at 10:04. Why? Why try to play this back up to this side? We did make a little bit of money. We made $19 on this trade. But why buck the system? Especially when it hadn't shown you that it's changing its trend. I was playing this back up to here. It didn't do it, so I got out. But let's not do that. Let's trade with what the hourly is telling us. So that was the first trade. I don't think I traded that contract again. So let's pull up this second contract. We got in this one at 11:32. So we should start seeing. There we go. So let's scroll on out to 11:32. And let's look and let's see. We're bucking the trend again because we are still in a downtrend. We hadn't officially started seeing any higher highs or higher lows. What we do get right here is a nice double bottom. We don't get a lower high, a lower low. We get an even low. Then we get the higher high from this point right here, establishing a higher low. But I get in right here as it is breaking into this hourly down channel, and I'm playing this back up to the high side. Now, can you do that? You can. You can, but why? And look at what happened. we get a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and slam. Here would have been the good trade right there at 1203 as this thing touches the top of the hourly down channel. Again, when you're looking at this on a micro, a 1 minute time frame, you do get those little trend changes, but the overall move is still in a downtrend. So when this came and tapped here and it didn't break out of this down channel, and then we get this candle to break that one, what is that? That's going, and that's the thing with AMD, it doesn't move much. So it's going from 98 down to 97.20. So that's an 80 cents move. That's an 80-cent move. You can take that trade, but again, bucking the trend, nah, that's not really what we should be doing. And this thing was just fairly choppy in this channel. We finally get the push, try to get out of it, but we still haven't changed trends on the macro or on the hourly time frame. We still just getting these moves inside of the big picture. We finally, as the market closes, get the move that it breaks out of this down channel. And you can maybe expect for Monday to possibly start a new trend. Let's extend that out to the right. Look at that. So now we're possibly going to see that trend change happen leading into Monday. But that was AMD. And now let's look at the last one I want to look at, the big boy, the one that got us green on the day, the SPY. Look how thinly traded this thing was. Let's bring it out. We got in this one at 1139, right there. Even leading into it, look how thinly traded it is. Little tiny hash marks. Very thinly traded. Very, very, very thinly traded. Let's move this on over. This one again, we were bucking the system. You see, pretty much everything in the market was in a downtrend coming into market open. Market opens, and this thing just kind of chops around. And I was trading this, and one of the gentlemen over in the Discord, Vega, he was in, I want to say, Apple. And I got in this one. We do see that on the micro, it was setting higher highs, higher lows. Got back into the channel. I like these little bottoming tails as it was breaking VWAP. And I loaded 5 contracts for a short-lived move. I was not expecting this huge move. I don't think anybody in the Discord was expecting this, because I want to say, I'm not sure Spark had got into a trade, but I know Vega was in a trade, and I had gotten into these SPY contracts. I was looking for a decent move, but nothing like this right here. And got in 5 contracts. My thing was, if it broke this area right here, we would see a good move to this area right here. That was my thought process. So if we broke 50, if we broke 391.50, we got a good push up to about 392. That's 50 cents. That's why I got 5 contracts. I was like, let me load up for a short-lived move. Now, could see this push all the way back up. that's kind of what you would want to see, that it pushes back up previous day's close and then try to get out of the channel, which is exactly what it did. But this was a good trade. This thing shot up. I ended up getting out of those contracts, pushed up to previous day's close, kind of rolled back over, came back up. This broken gray line, it's the hourly 50-day moving average, hourly exponential 50. So all of my charts, I have the 50 moving average set to the hourly time frame. I like that. That moving average across all of my charts. So came up to it, slapped it, pushed it back down, and then it just kind of chopped around. This teal line, this was actually where I got into the overnight hold position the prior days. And you look, it was being used. So that had to have been a key level for when I bought that contract, because that's where I bought it at. I had put that line on there. I'm going to go ahead and remove it because I don't need it there. It's not really like a price level line. It was just I wanted to see where I had got in that contract. But yeah, that's what we did Friday while we were traveling and trading. Hotel I stayed at had good internet service. I tested their internet service compared to my MiFi router that I carry with me when I'm traveling. My download speed was better than the hotel's speed, but their upload speed was better. So I decided to go with the better upload speed and the lesser download speed. But as always, thanks for checking me out. If you have not already hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. I'm going to come back and take a peek at the ES real quick. I want to see if it's failing that area. I'm bringing the charts back real quick. So this is the 1 minute chart. Look at what it's doing. That's why it's important to mark your charts up so that you know where these key levels are at. These are the zones that I talk about. These are the zones. You don't see any of my channels on here just because I hadn't sat down to do that prep work. I got to get out of here and go throw some bags here in a little while and earn those flight benefits that I like to use. And on my break, I might do that. But yeah, that's important. You see that it's kind of failing that key area. We may get a push back down. I might do a little futures trading tonight if I'm still seeing decent volume. These are 1 minute candles and they are fairly decent. You see a couple of them up in there that are just little like dojis. But for the most part, we're getting decent candles. I'll probably trade this on the 5 minute time frame. So those will look decent. 5 minute candles will definitely look decent. But in a solid uptrend, what I'm going to be looking for is the downtrend. I'm going to be looking for a change. I want to trade this on this big move right here, even though this thing can just continue to keep on going. It's not out of the norm in this market, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, and we're going to be back at it again in the morning to see what this market has to offer. There's quite a few reports, I think, coming out tomorrow, Wednesday, I think, and then there's some earnings. So we're going to see what it does. All right. Peace.